guest is an Emmy-nominated actor, comedian, and best-selling author you know from shows such as Mad About You and Stranger Things and movies like Diner, Aliens, and the Beverly Hills Cop franchise. He co-wrote and stars in The Problem with People, which is out in theaters and all digital platforms, Friday. Let's take a look.
We have your room all ready for you.
Okay.
And plenty of fresh towels.
Terrific.
Oh, I do hope you like it, sir.
Sure, it'll be just fine. Thank you.
I'll take it from here.
I collect you about 6:30, right? Huh? Sorry, 6:30.
Okay. And thank you again. Really.
No problem.
I'm not one to speak ill of others, but it's a strange family you've got.
Really?
A sneaky lot.
Sneaky? He's been very nice to me so far.
Okay.
Please welcome back to the show, Paul Reiser, everybody. Welcome back to the show. How are you?
I'm very well. You don't get from that clip, you don't quite get the beauty of Ireland. It was all shot in Ireland. And there you go. I think they shot it in like a restroom somewhere.
I could have.
It's much more scope and scale.
Beautiful, the scale, absolutely. It would be silly to go to Ireland and just shoot indoors.
That would be crazy.
Yeah, and you didn't do that.
No, that was the first thought.
Yeah.
And then I said, what if, and I'm just pitching, we go outside?
Yeah.
Yes.
And now tell me, outside Ireland, everything you wanted it to be?
You can't believe how beautiful. Have you ever been?
I have, yeah.
It's unbelievably beautiful. And everybody said, you know, it's really green. I went, I know what green is. I've been to New Hampshire. They have trees.
Yeah.
And then you get there and go, oh, it's like a different kind of green.
Yeah.
And it's beautiful, and the people are great, and I want to move there.
That's fantastic. A lot of people, like, for example, Nate was just talking. Same thing, knew you as a comedian first. Knew you as a stand-up.
Yes.
And, of course, you were, a sitcom actor. And yet, in recent years, Stranger Things, The Boys,
Yes.
Do you find like you're building a new audience that doesn't know of your previous incarnations?
It was really funny because that was the first thing only thing I wanted to do was be a stand-up, and then all these great acting things came up. So it was only a few years back when I got back into it, and what I found is like a lot of people just didn't know that I did stand up, and I would hear from a lot of my friends that their kids would say, "Wait a second, Dr. Owens from Stranger Things is going to try to be funny." I went, Oh, you got to talk to your kid.
Yeah.
The harder thing is, wait, funny boys trying to be a doctor? I don't buy that.
No.
Yeah. That's the tougher climb.
But of course, I remember the first time I saw you be dramatic was in Aliens.
Yes.
One of the great villains
of
all time.
When you say villain, I say misunderstood.
Really?
Yes.
All these years later, you're still going with misunderstood.
I stand by it.
But this is really cool. Your son is 24 years old,
My son,
and
Leon.
you wrote a comic series, What If Aliens, about if your character Carter Burke lived.
Yes. Now, it wasn't my son Leon and I and some wonderful guys, Hans Radioff and Adam Goldberg, wrote this, and they brought the idea to me. They said, what if your character lived? And I said, that's the greatest, funniest thing. But this is the one I love.
Yeah, because that...
And this is an actual shot of me at home, by the way. That's...
Really?
Yeah.
You just sent that to them.
I was walking around with a flamethrower, and I happened to be a photographer. I'm quite the action hero. I don't think you understand that, but...
Yeah.
Once I get out of the chair, I'm off and running.
Right.
But that's not...
It's so funny. I can see you as a comedian and a doctor, but now you've crossed the line.
You went too far with the action hero.
Did you love collaborating with your son?
It was great. He's funnier than me, which annoys me.
Oh, that's heartbreaking.
Right?
Yeah.
Your kids are little, so they're not that funny yet.
Yeah.
We would get the scripts for these, and writing a comic book script is very different. It was new to me. And then they'd hammer it out, and then they would send it to me, and they'd go, any lines you want to pitch on? And my son also. And so I would pitch a few, not jokes, but here's a funny line. And then my son would submit his. And then I would get a call from the head guys, and they would go, we love you, we respect you, it's about you, we understand that. Having said that, your sons were funnier.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm with you. And as a father, you go, okay.
Yeah, right. You just wish it wasn't at your expense.
Yeah, it's a little hurtful.
It's a little hurtful, but this is very exciting.
It is cool.
You're gonna go. You have a new stand-up special. What was your last one?
Okay, so I have a new special. It's going to come out in November, And a lot of guys, you know, these guys will put out a new special every 12 months, every 18 months.
Yeah.
Not me.
Okay.
No. The last one I did, 1991.
Wow.
Yes. You were a child.
Yes.
And yeah.
So.
I like to space them out, Seth.
Yeah.
You know, leave them hungering.
Yeah.
Let them digest it, really take it in,
Yeah.
and then hit them with another one.
Right.
So every 32 years, that's my plan.
Really, that's
Yeah.
it. Now, the problem with people, you had this idea after you were told gray comedies were hot.
So I had this idea for years. I wanted to make a movie in Ireland just because I wanted to go. And so when we had this script, and I brought it to my agents, they said, you know what, this is actually going to do very well. There's a big market for gray comedies. And I went, I never heard that phrase. I said, gray, you mean like it's half comedy and half drama? And they go, no, gray, because you're old. I went, oh, that's a thing.
Yeah.
And it stars Colm Meaney, a wonderful actor, and myself, and we're, you know, not the youngest guys. Yeah. So, but apparently people are really enjoying. We played it, had a screening at USC School of Cinema, and they were all like 20, and they loved it. I went, all right, so it's not so gray.
Yeah.
Turns out. Yeah.
Well, I've seen Grey before, but when I saw you and Colm together, I'm like, you've never seen Grey.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
the
like
green.
Ireland green.
Yeah. And like, that's a whole other gray. Wow, but you
What is
really
the,
appreciate it.
And what is the concept of the
So
film?
the story is, we are distant cousins who've never met, never heard of each other, but we are the third generation. Our great-grandfathers were brothers. This is told very quickly in the movie. They were brothers and they had a fight 100 years ago. So now they don't speak to each other. The Irish side of the family, the New York side, we don't talk. And his father at 90 says, I want you to end this silly squabbling. We can't solve the world's problems, but let's at least solve our family. So he invites me to Ireland, extends the olive branch, and we raise a pint in friendship, and then it goes terribly wrong. And because that's why it's called the problem with people, because we're very flawed. Yeah. So even people here were like trying to do the nice thing. Let's work towards peace. Not so easy.
Not so easy. Are you a grudge holder yourself?
You know, I never was, but I found I have a gift. I'm good at it. Yes. And I got it because I generally very amiable. I like people. And then once in a while, it's such a novelty. I go, I don't think I like that guy. And then I will hold on to it. And I have to say, it's not the best trait I got from my mom, who she's no longer with us, but I would always sense she didn't like a certain relative. And she goes, hey, you know, I don't care for her. I go, why? She said something that rubbed me the wrong way. I said, when was that? She said, 1947. I went, okay. You've had some time to work it through.
Yeah.
It fortified her. It gave her something to wake up and feel good about.
I know this is a very stereotypical question to ask from someone.
Why shouldn't you do stereotypes?
Yeah, I mean, from someone who's returned from Ireland.
Yes.
Do you feel like you have an appreciation for, say, Guinness that you did not have before?
The Guinness. Okay, that's another thing. They tell you, oh, wait till you try the Guinness. I go, by the way, the whole country that they have a national product.
Yeah.
Like, we have beer, but we don't make a big deal about it.
Yeah.
But and then you have it, and it's the greatest thing. And they have a whole procedure. First of all, I go, we want to do the 3-2-1 plan. I said, what is that? He goes, the first hour, you have 3 Guinness. Second hour, you get 2. Third hour, 1 Guinness. I said, let me ask you this. Why do you assume I have 3 hours to drink beer?
Yeah.
And then 6 beers, that's a lot. But you don't get drunk. I don't know what it is. And then there's all these procedures. They say, you know, the proper way. You want to stand tall, chest out, lift the beer. I went, I'll figure it out.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, but it is great. And the pub culture there, like they say, oh, you go to pubs. It's like, well, I don't go to bars here. But in Ireland, it's a different thing. And we were there in the summer. It's beautiful. And you sit outside and you're talking to people. They're not watching a ball game. They're not watching the news. They're talking. And it's, I'm going to go back. I'm going to move there.
I think you do have to move
there. I should go there. Colm Meaney, who grew up in Dublin, I said, I'm moving here. We had this most beautiful summer. He said, before you commit, come visit in February.
Yeah. That's a very nice of him to say.
Look at the whole plan that we have. It's not always gorgeous.
Congrats on the film.
Enjoy the
Congrats
film.
on the special.
Paul Reiser, a bit of the comic people from theaters.